Hello, music lovers. Thank you so much for dropping by. I wanted to talk about this new band that's going to be hitting the road this fall called The Music of Cream. Yeah, that cream. It's basically made up of the sons of Ginger Baker and Jack Bruce, along with Eric Clapton's nephew. And it's kind of a family band, I guess you can say. They are a legitimate heir to the throne of Cream. And, it kind of got me thinking about how this could be the future for certain bands if they've got kids who can play and are willing to fly the banner going forward. Otherwise, we're going to have tribute bands, which is a whole nother thing. What I'm trying to get at is that we can kind of see how the real thing is slowly slipping away. Like we're watching the extinction of a lot of the classic legends, and we've already seen them, like Pink Floyd is done. We're not going to see anything else, and the band is only down to, we've already lost someone, like Emerson, Lake and Palmer. What a shame. Most of that band is gone. We're just getting to the point where bands are getting to the point where they are done. Like they're done. And so what is the plan going forward? Is it going to be a tribute band? Is that the best that we can do? Are there kids? Is there any bloodlines that we can get in on this? That's what we're going to start seeing. And so that's what this kind of got me thinking about. And it kind of got me thinking about, because I've seen this popping up lately where there's sons that are filling in now. And I decided to just write down a few of them. Like, for instance, the Eagles, right? Deacon Fry, probably because his brothers Stir and Small could not make it. But Deacon is, filling in for his father, Glenn, who, that was such a blow. I remember, was it last year? It was just blow after blow with these guys dropping, Bowie and Prince and Fry. And, I thought the Eagles were done. I really, I didn't even know that he had a son that could fill in, but they're on the road now, and he appears to be doing a really good job. Of course, he's got Vince Gill also along for the ride. But, that's one example where we had a son that was able to step in. We also have Cheap Trick. Bunny Carlos and Robin Zander pretty much hate each other's guts. And so Rick Nielsen's son, Dax, has been playing the drums for the past number of years. Even though Bunny Carlos still has 25% stake. Phil Collins, he's on tour, and or he's going to be coming up, and he just got off of a tour where his son Nick was playing drums. Because Phil has got some back issues. As a matter of fact, I did a whole video about Phil and the fact that he has his back issues are so bad that he can't even stand. So he went from being this drummer, dynamic frontman, showman to now he sits in a chair. So I did a whole thing about that. I'll put the link up for that later. So yeah, Phil's got his son out there, and you may remember when Phil filled in for Led Zeppelin, because I was thinking about Zeppelin too, because Zeppelin is another band where Jason Bonham, the son of John Bonham, has been playing with Zeppelin. Anytime that Zeppelin has gotten together, except for Live Aid in '85, which is when Phil Collins played drums for Zeppelin, along with not Chester Thompson. What's that guy? Oh, the guy from the power station, Tony Thompson. They both did drums. It was a disaster. Zeppelin doesn't even want the footage anywhere for that. Wants nobody to see it. Jimmy Page didn't get along with Collins. He was like giving him the stink eye and talking down to him. Collins just did not like the attitude of Page. So Zeppelin's another band. And Van Halen, all right? They're going to be another one. Now we got Wolfgang playing the bass, Eddie Van Halen's son, replacing Michael Anthony. Of course, Eddie Van Halen, when you really think about it, he really doesn't have a lot of friends. Like, he's not the kind of guy that just accumulates a lot of friends. You know, David Lee Roth and him don't get along. He doesn't get along with Hagar. And Michael Anthony seems to me to be the kind of guy that, you know, you don't have to know much about what's going on, but if you can't get along with Michael Anthony, then you're probably pretty nuts, and you're probably the asshole. Michael Anthony's never said a cross word about Eddie, no matter all the shit that they put Michael Anthony through, especially erasing his image off of the Van Halen website. Like, Eddie took his face off of album covers and stuff like that. That's real shitty. And so there's that band. I mean, we're really getting off course with some of these. AC/DC, they've been touring with Stevie Young, who was Malcolm Young, his nephew, I think. And of course, Malcolm Young, he passed away recently, and so they used Stevie to play in his place. Of course, he was playing in Malcolm's place before he passed away, but that's another instance where we had someone from the family step up. And also, of course, going back in time, Lynyrd Skynyrd was probably, you know, I mean, I haven't done a lot of research on this particular fact, but I would have to think they're one of the first bands that had a replacement with a family member. Of course, that didn't happen until the 80s. When they, you know, because after the plane crash, they went away for a number of years. They got back, I think it was in 87, and you had Johnny Van Zant filling in for his brother Ronnie, who had died in the plane crash. So, you know, it's really hard to say where this thing is going to go. You know, you could have the Rolling Stones featuring, you know, Mick Jagger's barber or something. I don't know. Anyway, let me know if there's any other bands that I'm missing. I mean, this was just my short list that I could come up with off the top of my head. But if you know of any other bands that are using family members, put them down below. Let me know what you think about this Cream show that's going to be hitting the road. Are you going to go see it? Would you go see Ginger Baker and Jack Bruce's son along with Eric Clapton's nephew? Let me know. Give this video a thumbs up if you like it. Be sure to subscribe too, and I will talk to you later.